Well, Vince McMahon out here made a comment and made an action, I should say, that says talent cannot engage with third parties. And I'm like, wait a minute, he not saying that right. And that WWE owns superstars' character names and names, and they can no longer go onto outside third party things such as YouTube, Twitch, Cameo, stuff like that. And here's the official statement when he said this, because I thought when I heard this, it got to be wrong. Some of you are, I side quote here, some of you are engaged with outside third parties using your name and likeness in ways that are detrimental to our company. It is imperative that these activities be terminated within the next 30 days by Friday, October 2nd. Continued violations will result in fines, suspensions, or termination at WWE's decision. This is the thing that Vince McMahon sent email or voice message that he sent to all his so-called independent contractors.
Surprised he know how to work voicemail, but you know.
Exactly. So at first I'm like, what the hell is he even talking about? So, and WWE came out with another statement, which on that same day was like, much like Disney and Warner Brothers, WWE creates, promotes, and invests in intellectual property, i.e. the stage names of performers like The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Big E, Braun Strowman.
That's the weird part, though.
It is. It is the control and exploration of these characters that allow WWE to drive revenue, which in turn enables the company to compensate performers at the highest level in the sports entertainment industry. Notwithstanding the contractual language, it is imperative for the success of our company to protect our greatest assets and establish partnerships with third parties on a company-wide basis rather than the individual level, which as a result will provide more value for all involved. Does that now sound selfish as shit?
For one, the whole premise of the thing doesn't make sense because they don't use their stage name; they use their actual names for their Twitches and their cameos. Like Lana, her name was like CJ Perry on there, and like Biggie, his name was like Etor, whatever. Like they use their actual names. I know some people use their stage name because it's maybe where they go by something. But regular people use their name. Like AJ Styles, when he's on Twitch, he used Styles Clash. Even though I think AJ owns his name to begin with.
Yeah.
Because he had it for so many years. But I'm saying, like, usually those people use their name. Like, Paige's name on Twitch is her name.
Paige, right?
No,
yeah.
It's her name. Like, Saria.
Oh, gotcha,
whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that don't make sense.
Yeah, so, as you know, everybody went into an uproar when they first heard this, right?
Yeah, of course.
And
yes.
I mean, at first I was like, all right, let's read into this shit. And then when I was reading into it, I was just like, wait a minute. The first thing that came to my mind was, isn't that illegal?
Yes.
Because it was saying, because people was wondering, you can't do that to performers that's listed as independent contractors. And I'm like, they're not employees. You made that very well known. But so it's always this Vince McMahon thing because WWE is, he wants to be a dictator. Just like his homie, he wants to be a dictator.
I don't know what changed, literally, because like everybody was doing fine. Everybody was doing the cameos and the Twitch streams. And just gaming and stuff, but then all of a sudden now nobody can do it.
Well, some people said that there was a couple of instances that got the attention of Vince, which was one was either Lana promoting that kind of like energy drink on her Twitch channel. And,
on her Twitch channel.
Yeah, or because see, people say it could have been that, and then that she was getting the revenue for that, and nobody didn't like that, or it could have been AJ Styles coming out and talking about how he had the COVID, which I will talk about a little bit later.
Actually, I don't think that got nothing. I think
and then there's
if AJ Styles was to come out about, I don't think it's about COVID because he done said way worse stuff than COVID.
Yeah,
on his streams, he cussed out Paul Heyman and
Yeah, but also you already know how Vince wants to hide the fact of who truly has COVID and who doesn't. You know that.
All right, so what he gonna do? Fire him?
No, well, hold on. And then there was another thing of when on AJ's Twitch that his son says that he don't even watch WWE no more. And I know that can make Vince McMahon very, very upset.
What, his son said that he doesn't watch it, or his son said that AJ doesn't watch it?
No, his son said that he, as in his son, does not watch it no more.
Oh, what? I'm thinking watching Vince care, but whatever.
Is it now? Once again, now for us normal folks, this don't have a problem because this is what it sounds like. Because first of all, you have your independent contractors, or what you want to think is employees, fly or in Florida.
So just real quick, you mean to tell me that up, down, down is like gonna be no more?
No, up, down ain't going nowhere. Now, even though Xavier Woods put out a thing saying that he doesn't know what to think about the up, down, but they had backpedal on some of the shit they said because like I said, this happened on Friday when he made this statement, or Saturday, and we was all busy, and then they backpedaled earlier today, making a comment saying that they can't use their stage name, but they can use the real names and can't do any cross promotion. And I'm like, because you gotta understand how many people are of these superstars are actually on other platforms.
Literally, almost more than 50% of the roster almost is on Twitch. Like Adam Cole streams, Mia Yim streams, Dakota Kai streams, Cesaro, Tyler Breeze.
But and you know what? Because
Shelton Benjamin even.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of these things come because up, down, that really kind of started this movement. But I
think it started the movement of them wanting to they could do other stuff than just be.
Well, yeah. When you work at WWE, there's something else for you to do. Because when it ain't like you could work when you work at AEW, you can probably have a partnership with New Japan, or say they work at Impact Wrestling, or you could take other indie dates or go to these different shows or events to get autographs and sell t-shirts and stuff like that to make extra money. You can't. What WWE is like, once you're there, that's the money you're supposed to make. So when these people go out and do something to work a little, because here's the thing, didn't Vince say it's fine, you don't have to work during the pandemic, but you're not getting paid? So if you don't want to risk your life working at, because like I said, I don't know if Florida's still a hot spot right now because things keep changing every day, but at a high place like Florida, and where over 30 of your company's workers have tested positive for this virus, and people don't want to be there, it's like, okay, well, since I'm home, there's something else I'm going to do. There's a lot of entertaining ones. The Oscars YouTube channel is entertaining. I like Sheamus Celtic Warrior workouts. Big E on Cameo last year has reported made $62,000.
I think he made the most.
Yes, $62,000.
I thought he made more than that. All right.
I mean, he probably could because he outmade money more than Roman Reigns did on Cameo.
Yeah, because I will say his cameos are, Big E style, so they a little bit,
Yeah. But
grown.
Yeah, I'm saying yes. So he makes these things. Roman makes some money off Cameo also. Then of course you got the YouTube, you got the Twitch, and you got all these superstars who want a game, and then Xavier Woods who got the up, down, which is like I said, the most popular one that everybody obviously knows about. But then WWE could probably look at it like, yo, they don't want nobody getting over or getting any, because that's how Zack Ryder got over. Remember when Zack Ryder had the true story of a long
YouTube channel?
Yeah, the YouTube channel that he got over. This
is Zack Ryder trying to get over.
Exactly.
I can't get over, man.
I can't. That was funny, but see, it was original stuff. They take the YouTube channel, they tell him what he can't put in there, what he can't put on there, and they killed the channel because they wanted some of that revenue that he was making. WWE is selfish like that. And if they find out that Big E's making all this money off Cameo, you don't think WWE wants to cut it at because they feel as though they own Big E. And they don't. Because now, once again, if this situation didn't get backpedaled, this should be a situation where it's like, look, we need to band together and not let this shit happen. But the unfortunate fact of the matter is, it won't happen. There will never be a wrestling.
I can't be free. I said, I'm just being honest. Like, if I can't be free or partly free, and you got us doing all this stuff and the way that you treat people and the way that stuff is, I'll honestly take my chances somewhere else. But I guess that's just me.
No. But see, I agree with you 1,000%. And when I was talking about this to other people, other wrestling fans and my wife, there's a lot more to lose today than there was back in the day. And I'm not just talking about just black people. People have money now. They're still poor people, but people have money. People have families. People have careers now. Like I was just saying, the other day to my wife that I made this quick. I'm not going to turn it into this though. But I was like, the Black Lives Matter movement has no leader. And I think they can benefit from a leader to help steer the direction of what this movement is supposed to be about. Because you can ask 13 different people what Black Lives Matter mean, you get 13 different answers. And there's no, I think it would be beneficial if there was a clear leader to direct. Like, this is what our purpose is, kind of like in the civil rights movement. And it's like, okay, you have all these different leaders, but Martin was the main guy, right? But here's the thing about that today. Social media is a thing. You got people who can find your house on social media, and if they want to bring harm to you, they can bring it to you in an instant like that. Or, I
say yeah.
Yeah, because they did that with Nick Jackson. He had to get off social media. There's all these kind of things there's access to with social media and with things that's out there right now that it people have too much to lose. So that's why there's things that are so different today. And it's just like these wrestlers, it's like if Roman is not going to stand up and be like, look, this is an injustice to us wrestlers, we can't let them get away with this, then noise can be made. But if there's no Roman, there's no movement, because with the top guys,
I don't think Roman would have to be the top. I don't think it would be Roman per se. I think it would be somebody that's making a lot of money. That's like a Seth Rollins, because I want to say that because Roman, yeah, he'll do cameo here and there, but he don't like. If he was to never do cameo again, it wouldn't matter to him. But I'm pretty sure somebody like a Big E or somebody like like those type of guys. But even if it's a little bit, it could mean a lot.
But also, with that being said, you still have to ask yourself, like, okay, with this, that's the problem. If Roman don't use cameo that much, right? Then he has no reason to fight. So if he has no reason to fight, you have no look. If Roman threatens to walk out, right? There's no show. No matter what it's like with the NBA bubble when the NBA was about to protest and LeBron and the Clippers walked out, bro. You have no playoffs because those are the money makers right there. Those are the people what the people want to see. Now we may not be a big fan of Roman Reigns or whether this heel turn is, but Roman Reigns is our top seller. And that's Vince's guy. If there's no Brock and then Roman decides to quit, here's the thing: if Big E says let's stand up, okay, so he's going to come in there with a group full of jobbers that can come in there that Vince don't care about, because Big E, the New Day, even though Vince,
I want to say jobbers.
No, I'm not saying. But here's the thing:
you got Rollins, you got Sasha, you got a lot of people.
Yeah, but once again. Even with Rollins and Sasha and stuff like that, those are some big people, but we have seen how they use these superstars in the past to the point where they can give two shits about if these superstars want to stand up and say this is an injustice to us as wrestlers. But the thing is, he's not burying Roman. Stone Cold took his ball and went home, and he still came back like ain't shit happened. Saying when you're the top guy, when you're the golden goose, that's what happens. And it's just like when we had the report of Jesse Ventura trying to unionize the wrestlers backstage, and Hogan snitched on him. To Vince, and that shut that whole thing down. And then he wanted to. He had a video game that was supposed to come out about him, and Vince McMahon didn't want to having that, and wanted to take all the money properties from that. And Ventura said, "No, you don't owe me like that," and then left. The game never came out that he was talking about, but then he ended up. That's one of the biggest reasons why he left the WWE. And I agree that you can't do stuff like this because you want to have control of every aspect that WWE is doing. Because you know why? He's panicking because WWE is in shit right now and they losing. They losing, and Pete cannot handle this shit. Because look, as much as we see it on the outside, yeah, we got the Thunderdome. Yeah, okay, wrestlers on Mondays and Fridays. And then NXT's on Tuesdays, but if you go behind the scenes, it's the ratings have gone down. And as much people think ratings don't matter, they do matter, and they matter a lot because that's where his paper's coming from. That's where his time slot's coming from. Why do you think that they've been trying to go off the rails on these different storylines on Raw? Because this is the fact of what's happening. They are panicking, and when I say they, I mean Vince. He's panicking, and now there's even talk about trying to put NXT on Tuesdays because they're getting higher ratings, and he's so stubborn enough to not take it off on Wednesdays to go against AEW because he is determined to beat AEW, which he's already lost.
Yeah, but is that his decision or the networks?
Look, if Vince don't want to move NXT to Tuesday, he ain't gonna move it. I mean, now of course, if they got
I don't think he got decision over that.
Say what?
I don't think he has the decision over that. I thought that was the network's choice.
I don't know how much power Vince got on when it comes to show moving. It won't budge on that because if it's for a sport, like in contract, when it comes to sports like hockey, football, stuff like that, and since hockey's coming on USA, the playoffs, and they gotta move to Tuesdays as opposed to Wednesdays, and it's like, okay, yeah, that has to happen. But I do believe that they got some kind of power. I gotta look it up to see what the exact power of it has to be, of because like I said, Vince ain't just gonna just give the network WWE and they can decide when they want to put it on, because Vince is not giving up.
No, I'm not saying they can decide when they want to put it on, but I'm saying like the network says, oh, I see we get more ratings on Tuesday than we do on Wednesday. Why not move to Tuesday? I thought that was just something like, maybe they convince him with more money or something. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it could
just
be.
Thought that was a thought.
But Vince knows that if he moves to Tuesday, that means he lost. And he is so.
He lost in the ratings, but he wins, and one of his shows getting higher is almost a higher rating than Raw. So, does it really matter that much?
Yeah, because NXT is not his show. It's not his show. That's Triple H's show. It's a Triple H show that's in the WWE umbrella. Okay, Vince owns the WWE, but that's Triple H's show. Vince don't care if that shit sink or swim, but since it's under the WWE umbrella and it's going head to head with AEW on Wednesday nights, and AEW is kicking its ass, he can't handle that shit. He can't. And then with all that shit being said, and then you got these superstars who don't want to work because they risk their lives, and then all of a sudden Roman came back, and then Sammy came back, because they've been missing. Kevin Owens took like a short break. I mean, pretty sure he gonna probably beg Charlotte to come back. But then for them not to be able, because that is also what the fans.
Beg Sean to come back.
No, Charlotte. I mean,
Okay.
It all kind of ran together. When I talk fast and stuff like that, my words kind of run together. Yeah, so that
okay, that's my bad.
Yeah, no, that's it happens to me all the time. So with that even being said, I'm just like, all right, well, fine, whatever. He doesn't necessarily care about what NXT does. What that Raw SmackDown does, and then he don't want to lose to AEW, and then he wants to control that. And then, as I was saying, the fans, a lot of people that don't even watch WWE no more, they rather pay attention to up, down, down, or what's going on these streams. And then, I was just watching Bianca Belair's channel a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
She has a Q&A that she just asked people just to find out you want to know about the real her. And I'm like, I like her. It's simple. She does her own designs. It's on YouTube. It's a simple channel. Just like Oz has a simple channel. And just like a lot of other people have simple channels. Emma used to do cooking.
Yep. And Zelina Vega and Aleister Black too. Yep.
Yeah, they got a vlog channel. And I thought I think that's cool. And it's just something for them, something else for them to do for people to get into like the way we're in the social media era of just to know who these superstars are. Now I understand you got the old school guys that be like protect your character. I got it, but we're not in that age anymore. Kevin Nash will keep happily telling everybody that kayfabe is dead.
Yeah, probably one of the ones responsible for it. But you know.
Exactly. So it's highly illegal, and then obviously, I mean, people was even coming out calling out Vince, for this kind of stuff. And like I said, they backpedaled hard when they was talking about it about the third party thing, and now it's sounding more so that they can probably still use their social media platform, but it's going to have to be, they can't use obviously the real names, or they cannot, or I'm pretty sure he's going to try to slide in that they have to share the profit.
Yeah, that's probably what he's trying to slide in, because originally it's probably like maybe 10 people that use their ring names. The rest of the people they go by, whatever. Like for example, even when Zack Ryder was still there and he started his podcast and he had all this merch and stuff, he was going by Matt Cardona.
Mm-hmm.
So, even though he was Zack Ryder in the company, he was still signed. He was going by Matt Cardona. All my stuff is Matt Cardona. All my stuff is in my name. And all stuff that I sell is in this name, but not Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
So maybe he sees stuff like that and gets upset that they probably thought of it first or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But most people that I see and most people that I follow are like go once in a while have other names, not their ring name. Yeah, like some people have like that, or another name, or even some people just even have a random name just because you know who it is, like their face.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Roman Reigns was to go on Cameo and say my name is 54321, that would be his name, and he will still get a lot of money from Cameo. So
mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
Oh yeah, so was Andrew Yang, who used to be a Democratic nominee for the presidential election this year, even tweeted out, said, "I'm not of Secretary of Labor. I'm pretty confident I'll have his or her number to talk about this ridiculous classification of WWE wrestlers as independent contractors while controlling their names and likeness for years, even for something as being as Cameo." And then Dave Bautista was just like hashtag no comment, but I am retweeting. Real talk. Yeah.
If Dave Bautista's name wasn't Batista, they'd probably try to make money off of all the movies he made too.
Yeah, so then here comes CM Punk saying, "Alright guys and girls, are they gonna fire everyone? Just keep doing what you're doing. you
seriously.
don't worry. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like,
it's too many people to be doing it for you to say we gonna fight. Like it's like I said, over half the roster.
It's
so
over.
I think it's too.
If all of them keep doing it, then it's just like, all right, well then you suspend us. Okay, you got a TV show. You fire. Like people don't really.
I'm saying, like, come on now. They suspend everybody. What they gonna have a roster with Retribution?
Mm-hmm.
Demi Moore. Like nobody wants to see that. So
no. Exactly. Sometimes people don't understand that there's a lot of power in. Is
it just logical? Is it just me thinking that? Because like when I first heard that, I was like, okay, I don't care. Like they can't. They gonna either suspend them or fire them, and then they're not gonna have that much ratings on their show.
I'm saying, but when you try to be a dictator, we try to do this kind of stuff. You're trying to scare people because once again, it's strength in numbers. Okay, somebody as like okay, say if Ali was the step of events to say no, I'm not doing it. They know that okay, I can get rid of Ali because they don't obviously since he came back. Have you seen him recently?
He was on a show called Main Event.
Exactly. They don't value him, and that's sad. And then if AEW picks him up, it's just like, all right, well then but they don't value him. So people like that fear for their jobs to the point where it's like, I know it's wrong, but then if I make a stand, I don't have that much clout for people to follow me. That's why I brought up the Roman name. It's every sports league or every type of league has somebody that has enough clout. If you can get the person with the clout, they go behind. That's how you get things to change. Look at the NFL real quick, and all these people kneeling and stuff like that. Do you know a lot of players was like, I was scared to lose my job because they told me if I kneel, I don't get this contract bonus, I don't get that stuff. I got a family, and these are no-name football players that be on these teams, and it's just like, well, okay, well, you got to get Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? You got to get these high-profile guys on your side, and if they're not on your side, you have no fight, and that's the unfortunate part. I
think that's the same but different thing. Only because I think, like for example, we're not talking about like a Tom Brady. We're talking about more of I would say more of like a Jameis Winston, Mahomes, like more the people that we know, or people that are just not the money makers. People that are prominent, just not the money makers.
Yeah, I agree, but but the thing is, you got to get him in a group. It's strength in numbers. People have that much power. It's like this: if every black player decides to kneel, or every player that is against racial injustice decides to kneel, and they want to do that, and they don't care what the rule says. What you gonna do? Fire all of them? That's your whole league right there.
Yeah,
that is your entire league. You're not going to do that. The only reason why these threats are made this way is because they want to sit there and try to scare the little guy because they know the little guy is not going to be the guy that's going to come get this group. And not 8 times out of 10, nobody comes to help the little guy. That's how it's divide and conquer mentality that it has. So them putting this kind of stupid shit out there right now, they're like, these guys are going to fight back because these guys want a job. And that's all about owning. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm with you. I can't go for that. I really can't go for it. Even if I'm the big dog or the little guy. Even if I made you sound like, yo man, screw you. I can't do that. If Xavier Woods is big and the New Day is big, but once again, he ain't got the AJ Styles or the Roman Reigns clout. He got good enough clout to help out like Cedric. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't got a good enough clout to do that kind of stuff.
I think with Vince he does.
Okay.
Just because their relationship. That's all. I see.
Yeah,
the New Day in particular is a different, different story, of course.
It could.
I say like our truth and New Day are different from everybody else that are not on that big dog level.
Yeah, okay, I can say that, but yeah, it would take some kind of numbers and then
and Mark Henry.
and Mark Henry, boy, he loves some Mark Henry. Yeah, but you got to get those guys to be on your side because there's some people that just don't want to shake the boat. Like Dak Prescott, just don't want to shake the boat. Don't want to round the table because
that also counts for podcasts as well. I would assume
they count for their podcasts too.
I would assume third party podcasts because Swerve Scott got one and his is not dealing with them at all.
Yeah,
but he still uses the name Swerve because that's his like
staging. Yeah, Swerve City.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's been his name like before he got there.
Yeah.
So stuff like that is kind of a gray area.
That's the thing.
New Day is their partner, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, them and Corey Graves
that are not. Sorry about that.
No, you're right. The New Day podcast and the Corey Graves podcast is not going nowhere.
Yeah, but then he has another one with him and Carmella that is not partnered with the company that they use their names on. So, they can't say anything about that, but they probably want to.
Well, first off, I ain't know Carmella and Corey Graves had a podcast.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's like this they just talk about whatever happened in their house that day or something. Random stuff.
You're right. Well, I think, once again, they did backtrack on a little bit, but still, the move was illegal in the first place. And I was about to say, like, I really want somebody to stick it to Vince one day. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just trying to, nothing else happens outside his universe.